Welcome to Truth Uncovered. Today we're diving deep into a subject that every man, whether he's healing, evolving, or walking away, needs to understand: how to make her miss you so badly. She won't even understand why. You see, most men go about this the wrong way. They think being nice, checking in, staying available, and being the good guy will bring her back. But emotional desire doesn't work like that. In fact, the more emotionally available you are after she detaches, the less she feels your absence. And if there's one truth that will rewire the way you handle women, it's this: people only start to feel your absence when your presence was once deeply felt, and then suddenly it's just gone. Without anger, without bitterness, just gone. Let me be clear. You don't get her to miss you by being loud. You don't get her to miss you by begging, texting, or posting cryptic captions. You get her to miss you by becoming unpredictable, emotionally sovereign, and completely unbothered. So in this video, I'll reveal 7 unshakable mindset shifts that subtly pull her back in, not because you said anything, but because you stopped saying everything. This is about emotional power, masculine depth, stoic transformation. Let's begin. 1. The emotional disconnect that changes everything. She doesn't start missing you when you physically disappear. She starts missing you when she can no longer feel you. Because for women, the strongest connection isn't physical, it's emotional presence. She feels it in your attention, your availability, your concern. She feels it when you check in, when you randomly pop up in her notifications, when your energy hovers around her, even silently. And as long as that emotional current flows, she doesn't truly feel your absence. But one day, something shifts. You stop texting. Not because you're playing games, but because you're tired. Tired of giving energy that gets dismissed. Tired of offering love to someone who mistook it for weakness. So you detach. Quietly. Powerfully. No announcement. No final message. You simply go silent, but not the silence that waits for her reply. It's the kind of silence that signals closure. Now she's unsettled. She opens her phone and checks if you viewed her story. Nothing. She posts something provocative, hoping for a reaction. Still nothing. She asks mutual friends about you casually, indirectly. But all she hears is that you're doing fine. She starts to panic, not because you left, but because you're no longer orbiting her. Understand this. She was used to being the center of your emotional gravity. Even if she ignored you, your energy still served her ego. Now the silence has shifted from passive to peaceful. That's what shakes her. That's what confuses her. That's what pulls her in. Not because you want her back, but because you finally took yourself back. 2. She sees she's been replaced by something greater. Here's what most men never realize. You don't make her miss you by replacing her with another woman. You make her miss you by replacing her with a mission. You stop stalking her page. You stop interpreting her silence. You stop living for a reaction. Instead, you invest your focus where it truly matters. Your body, your goals, your discipline, your evolution. And suddenly, your Instagram isn't about heartbreak. It's about rebuilding. Your energy isn't scattered. It's sharp. Your mornings are no longer wasted checking her stories. They're spent grinding. And now she's the one checking you. She sees the new glow in your face. She sees the changes, mental, physical, spiritual. She realizes you've stopped performing for her validation. And that stings her more than any goodbye ever could. Because she believed, on some deep subconscious level, that she was the high point in your life. But now, you're thriving without her. Early gym sessions, late night learning, focused, composed, detached. You're not moving on. You've already moved. And this time, it's not a show. You didn't post a fake happy picture. You didn't caption a moody quote. You just disappeared into purpose. And that's more painful than seeing you with someone else. Why? Because it tells her, you weren't the catalyst. You weren't the reason. You were just a chapter before the breakthrough. That realization hurts her more than you'll ever know. 3. The day she notices you stopped reaching out. There's a specific morning that hits her hard. She picks up her phone, no text, no message, no DM, nothing. That day repeats. Then again, and again. And for the first time, she realizes he's really not reaching out anymore. Not because he's playing hard to get, not because he's angry, but because he's done. See, women subconsciously expect you to linger. They expect you to chase, maybe not publicly, but emotionally. But now, you're unavailable. And that makes her mind race. Why hasn't he called? Did I lose him for good? Was I really that replaceable? That's silence. It's not punishment. It's not manipulation. It's maturity. You've evolved past needing to be heard. You've accepted that no response is also an answer. And the moment she realizes you're no longer emotionally orbiting her, her pride cracks. Because women miss the emotion behind the man, not just the man. And once that presence is gone, she starts scrolling through your old messages, not for nostalgia, but for reassurance. But it's too late. You've stepped back not out of revenge, but out of respect for yourself. And she can feel the door closing, slowly, silently, permanently. The door to your emotions is no longer open. There was a time she had full access. She knew she could come back any time and you'd listen. You'd answer. You'd care. She didn't earn it. She just knew it was there. But now, the door she once casually knocked on is locked. She sends a vague message. You don't reply. She posts something personal. You don't engage. She tries to fish for your attention with a subtle comment. And gets nothing. This isn't arrogance, it's clarity. She's no longer the emotional priority, and that, more than rejection, destroys her ego. Because here's the hard truth. Emotional loyalty without boundaries is self-betrayal. When a man finally reclaims his emotional energy and sets a new standard for access, everything changes. Not just in her mind, in his world. You no longer explain, you no longer justify, you no longer play emotional fetch. Now you guard your peace like a fortress. And if she wants access again, she has to earn it. And she doesn't know how, because she never had to before. And that shift, it haunts her. 5. Other women see what she missed. Nothing will shake her like seeing you get attention you didn't ask for. Other women now smile when you enter the room. They flirt effortlessly. They respect you without knowing your past. And she sees it. Maybe it's through a comment. Maybe it's a post. Maybe it's a glance in a public place. But it's real. And that's when it hits her. He wasn't the problem. He was the prize. This realization isn't about love. It's about loss of ego. She assumed you'd wait, that no other woman could match the connection she had with you. But now, she sees she's just one of many who didn't recognize your value in time. And the worst part? You're not flaunting it. You're not showing off. You're just better now. And she can't take it, because you're now being loved in a way she refused to. That thought? It lingers. It loops. It drives her mad, and you never had to say a word. 6. She can't predict you anymore. Predictability kills attraction. She used to know every move you'd make. You'd check her stories. You'd text late. You'd drop a reaction. You'd double message. She counted on that. Your patterns made her feel safe, even if she didn't respond. But now, you stopped viewing. You stopped texting. You stopped signaling. You became a mystery. And nothing makes a woman spiral like not knowing. She doesn't know what you're thinking. She doesn't know who you're seeing. She doesn't know if you've truly let her go. That emotional unpredictability, when rooted in authenticity, is magnetic. Not because it's a tactic, but because it means you're no longer reactive. You're grounded, stoic, composed. And now she's the one refreshing your profile. That's the power of detachment. You've shifted from predictable to unreachable. And that's when the missing begins. 7. She misses who you were, but she can't reach who you've become. You're not the same man. You evolved. You healed. You grew. And now, when she finally reaches out, she doesn't recognize who you are. Because you no longer need her. You no longer seek closure. You no longer need to explain your worth. That man she once controlled with breadcrumbs is gone. In his place is a man with vision, peace, and power. A man she can't influence. A man she can't guilt. A man she can't predict. And that, right there, is what makes her miss you so badly. She won't even understand why. Conclusion. If this message hit you, if you've ever felt that shift where you stopped chasing and suddenly she started wondering, drop a comment below. Let the brotherhood hear your story. Let another man realize he's not alone in this transformation. What was the moment she realized you were no longer emotionally available? Was it the silence, the stillness, the new version of you? Whatever it was, own it. And if you gained value from this message, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next episode of Stoic Psychology, Masculine Mastery, and Unfiltered Truth. We're building a tribe here, one grounded man at a time. Until next time, stay strong, stay detached, stay untouchable. This is Truth Uncovered.